So you probably won't see a review from me on the A500 Mini. Why is that? Well, with 3 real Amigas, a Mr. FPGA and a Raspberry Pi, I already have enough ways on emulating or playing on a real Amiga. If you have fond memories of the Amiga and you want to get back into playing some old games, I'm going to show you an alternative to the A500 Mini. Let's get WinUAE out of the way. You could download this on your PC, and I have loads of guides on how to use WinUAE, but let's be honest, it doesn't compare to the A500 Mini, and it takes more work to set up and the user interface isn't as easy. There is FSUAE and FSUAE Arcade menu, which is a lot closer to what the A500 Mini is. It's easier to set up as well, and I have a recent video on how to set that up as well linked here. But what if you wanted a dedicated little box for your Amiga? Well, if you're brand new to the Raspberry Pi and currently don't own one, I think it's unfair for me to recommend this option at the moment, as there are supply shortages of the Raspberry Pi and there are some really crazy prices for one of these if they are available. So if you are lucky to own a Raspberry Pi 4, then I recommend looking at Retropie, which I did a video on last year, and that's still relevant today. There is the Mr. FPGA or De10 Nano board, as it's known, and the price of these have crept up since I got mine for about £110 a few years ago, and now you can get them for roughly £200, and then you've got the extra RAM module that you need to get for the emulators, which is £50. So it's much more expensive compared to the A500 Mini. So the system I'm going to recommend as an alternative is Batocera. Battersea is a system that can live on a USB stick or portable hard drive, which you can boot, and it allows you to emulate a massive range of systems, one of these being the Amiga. And you get a similar carousel interface to how you would on the A500 Mini. You can use your current PC, or maybe you've got an old laptop lying around, because let's face it, the Amiga was a computer, not a console, so having a keyboard, a mouse, a joystick and a screen is the best experience. On a note about controllers, the A500 Mini comes with a gamepad, which, to be honest, is not the great experience for Amiga games. I would recommend getting something like the Competition Pro USB joystick. Platform games will be much easier because they were designed for you to push up on the joystick to jump instead of pressing a button. So download Batocera. I'm using version 32, and this is an old version. The reason being is that version 33 has a known bug with keyboard input, so that's why we're going with version 32 for the moment. If you're viewing this video in the future, then version 34 is most probably out by now, and I'd recommend going with 34 or above. So use a tool like Etcher to transfer the image to your USB stick, or in the case I'm using a SSD drive here. Place the drive into the PC that you want to use and then boot from that drive. Wait for Batocera to load up. You get a nice logo appear at the beginning, and then this is the main interface of Batocera. Press spacebar to get to the main menu. Then I recommend going to sound settings and disabling front end music. You'll see it's in the off position with the circle being on the left. I just recommend this because I just find the music on there a little bit irritating. It's personal preference. If you don't hear any sound at all, then it might be that you need to change your sound output, and that's where you go to here in order to change that. So in my instance, I'm using my HDMI cable. So next we're going to do is go to update and downloads, and then check for updates. Make sure that that's turned off in version 32. Obviously if you're on version 34 you can just ignore this and continue with all of the updates. We need to go back to the first PC and transfer over kickstarts and WHD load games to another memory stick. Then put that memory stick into the Batocera PC. In the Battersea main page, press F1 to get to the File Explorer. The volume that says no label is my memory stick with my BIOSes, so I'm going to copy all of my BIOS files, copy, then go to the BIOS folder and then just paste them into that folder. Next we're going to go back to the no label again, and we're going to go to A500. This contains my WHD load games. So I'm going to select all of these. These are in LHA format. And then we're going to go to ROMs. As you can see, there's loads of systems that this supports. I'm going to go to A500 and then I'm going to paste them all into there. This may take a little while depending on your collection. So with all that done, let's go to File, then Close Window, and then we're back into the Battersea interface. Next, under the Games settings, we're going to update the games list. This will then check all those folders, and now as you can see we've got an Amiga selection, and here are all our games. But it doesn't look too good at the moment. There's no sort of like preview of the games at all. So what we need to do is scrape the images. So we go back to the main menu, scrape from Screen Scraper. You need an account for this, so you need to set up an account on your PC first. In this example I'm scraping videos as well, so type in your username and password here and then scrape now. Next I want to select the systems that I want to scrape, so I'm going to choose Amiga, so one system selected, and then start. Again, depending on the size of your collection, this could take a while. So once that's complete, we need to go to Game Settings again and then update game list once again. Then you'll see all the box art has appeared. Now this looks really nice, and you can customize it as well, so you could have different options in the UI settings. Then go to Theme Configuration, and then I've got it on Carousel, but if we click on that and go to say Automatic, then we get a grid-like view, but it also shows the videos that it's automatically downloaded, so you see a video preview of each game. Now you can see it's not perfect. There are one or two games that it hasn't picked up a video for, but the majority of them have come through. So I'm just going to go through and choose another option. Let's go to say boxes. So this is the box art. There we go, in a grid format. This looks really nice as well. So you've got a lot more customization than you would with the A500 Mini in displaying the games. So I'm going to go into a game, the Grand Prix, and this is just to test to make sure that the keyboard works. Again, if you're using version 33, you'll probably find that the keyboard doesn't work. This is a known bug, so that's why I've decided to go with the version 32. And there we go. We can now see that the keyboard's working. Excellent. So that's basically it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've got a whole range of other Amiga videos if you want to check those out. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a like, and if you think of any other cool ways of improving this, please let me know in the comments below. With all of that, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.